Hello everyone, this is Big Rich NZ, and here we are back on the Richcraft server. Today we're making our intro on top of the mage tower, and I've actually you can just see there, I've actually had to take some of the woodwork away, otherwise it keeps getting too close to my face and really no one wants to look at my ugly mug. But as you can see in the background, there's the castle looking pretty cool. We're doing a bit of work on there today, so the plan for today's episode is to build stage 2 of the iron farm. So that's building a second iron farm on top of the first iron farm, and also we'll be doing some work in the castle. So I want to get rid of the trading hall, which means before I do that I will have to make a smithy, a toolsmith, an armory for the armourer and the weaponsmith, and maybe some sort of butchers or bread bakers building, so we can put the food making or food trading villages in there. So that is the plan for today. We'll see how we get on. So let's get into it. Alright, before we do anything else, I thought maybe it might be a good idea to have a look and see how things have been going in the smithy. So, to be fair, I have actually been in here before and I had made a lot of sales and cleared stuff out, but let's see how things are going since then. So we have sold one thing there previously. What have we got in here? Oh, look at that! 10 diamonds and one diamond and 10 gold. So that means I've sold 2 items out of there. I've got absolutely no idea what they were. What about here? Oh, 4 diamonds. So we must have sold 2 items out of there. And 3 diamonds, yay! So we sold the breastplate. Oh, that's awesome. So that's a good start. So I'm going to have to do some more trading and restock these items here. That is excellent. Okay, off we go. Okay, so we're at the iron farm now, and as you can see behind me, something has been going on. Now, to be fair, I've actually built all this before I started recording. I had lots of spare time, but the room is a bit noisy, so there's no point in trying to record anything while all the background noise is going on. But I'll show you what I have done. And we actually have completed level 2 of the iron farm. So I'm not sure if I can get the camera to swing that far around. Yes, there we are. So there it is up there. All looking pretty cool. All pumping out heaps of iron. I'll give you a quick tour of what's happened up there and also how much iron we've collected since stage 2 has been in operation. Alright, actually before we go around that side, we'll go around this side. And some sharp-eyed people might have noticed we've got this big structure here. Why on earth would you build a big ugly cobblestone column like that? Well, that's how I get my villagers in. So under here there's a underground rail line which goes off to my castle, which is over there, and that's how I shipped in my villagers. So I've got 12 villagers in here, and that is more than enough to make iron golems. So I have provided access. It's a creeper. Just get out of there before he makes a mess of everything. There's me bow. Always happens when you're trying to film something and the leg gets in the way. Right, you. Time to meet your maker. If I can hit you with my bow. Oh yeah. Right. Who else can I hit? Oh, that was well done, wasn't it? The leg is making things work well today. It's really bad. Probably having the water streams doesn't help either. Right, so around this side I've provided some access into my iron farm. And so we have 2 bubble columns, one going up, one coming down. For this one here I decided not to have the drop because it looks nicer having 2 bubble streams rather than one empty hole and one bubble stream. So anyhow, we enter here and go up. Got a nice view out the window. Reach up here, put a ladder in, and here we are. So I have allowed access for maintenance purposes. I can't imagine what maintenance purposes I might need. Normally when you make an iron farm, you have villagers in all 4 villager pods. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and this would be villager pod 4. You don't actually need all villagers in all the villager pods. You just need more than 10 villagers within range of the iron farm to make it a village, and then you generate iron golems. So I left this one vacant of villagers so that I could have access into the iron farm for maintenance purposes. Additionally, in this direction, you can actually just see on the ground over there, there's a little square of cobblestone. So that's where some more iron farms will go. So there'll be 3 more iron farms on a column there, and sort of just in the middle under these trees will be the centre point. So I will make another tower here, which will be the centre, and then there will be walkways connecting these iron farms, and there will be another one over there, and another one over there. And the idea will be I can stand and it will sit and whatever in the middle there, AFK, and I'll keep all 4 iron farms, sorry, all 12 iron farms loaded, and should be able to generate, from testing in my creative world, I think it was 380 iron per hour. So I recognise that that is not as much as something like the Iron Phoenix, which Tango Tech makes, which generates some insane amount of iron. But I wanted to build this, and I mean, I want to try and make it look very cool. I think it will look pretty cool when I'm done. Not that the Iron Phoenix doesn't look cool, but the Iron Phoenix is more functional than stylish, where I plan to make this look really nice. In addition to that, I also plan to build a hostile mob farm over the centre of this, so not only when I AFK will I be getting iron, but I will also get drops from the hostile mob farm. And then off in this direction you can see the sea over there. Now there's no particular need for me to build it in the sea, but I wanted to do that because it just seemed right to me. But I want to build a kelp farm out there, and if I AFK from over here, that should keep that kelp farm loaded, and it'll be a large kelp farm on the scale of, or a larger kelp farm on the scale that Cubfans made in his Hermitcraft video, and then have that kelp flow in through a pipe to a processing centre on land, where it will get turned into dried kelp, and that'll periodically go down and turn that dried kelp into kelp blocks. While I remember as well, you may notice that I sound a bit different today, and that is because I've got a new mic. It's not a great mic, but it is a new mic. Well, a better mic than I had before. The original mic I was using was just attached to my headphones, my headset, which was fine if you're doing using Discord, but as you could hear from my first 3 videos, it didn't create great voice for the recordings. So I've got a better mic. It's still a cheap rubbish mic, but it is better than what I had before. So now that hopefully I'll be a bit easier to hear. That's the plan anyhow. And then once I've got enough viewers and I've got enough ad revenue, I hope to buy a decent mic, and then you'll be able to hear me very well. Also maybe buy a decent computer so the game doesn't lag out as much as it's doing at the moment. Alright, on to the next stage. Alright, here we are in the basement of the iron farm. So the iron golems fall down from the top farm into here, as well as the iron golem from the bottom farm. So all the iron golems at this stage end up here, get their heads burned, and then have their drops down there. Now by my calculations, it should give me sort of roughly 60 iron an hour, as it is at the moment. So if we have a look in here, we can see that it has been working pretty well. Pretty happy with that. Loads of iron. We can now start considering the next stage, which is moving the iron, instead of collecting it here, moving it to the centre point and sending it up on an item elevator to the AFK platform, where I'll put lots of storage, and then yeah, have heaps of drops. Right, back we go. Alright, so done a bit of work here in the castle, as you can see. Started building a structure over there. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with it. The roof is maybe a bit small, but I didn't want the roof being too high, just because, well, it might look alright. It doesn't make sense to have a structure inside your castle which is higher than your defensive structures. So that's why that's like that, but we might change it. We'll see how we go. Over the side we've got a smithy. So we've got some guys in here to trade with already. Toolsmith, another toolsmith, weaponsmith, more toolsmiths. And as you can see, we've been getting some of the villagers out of the trading hall. So we're missing the toolsmiths and the weaponsmiths, and there was a few more of them sort of in the village breeder over there, which we've put to work in here, so we can now trade with those guys when we want. In this building over here, I will put farmers and such like, so you can trade over there for food to get, or sorry, trade your food over there to get emeralds, to trade with these guys to get what you want. As you can see as well, we've had a few escapees, I left a bit of a gap down here. Yeah, so I left that block out there so the babies are able to escape when they got out, and around here, and they've been running around and breeding as well, so we've got more escapees out the front here, but we'll just leave them there for now. We'll remove anyone once we're finished. We don't need. The villager breeder is sort of on overdrive. There are so many villagers in there. I don't know, I've taken out maybe 20 and it's still full. I think they're breeding faster than I can remove them. But hopefully once we get the structure up and we get the butchers and farmers and so forth out, that'll reduce our numbers in there, make it a bit easier to move around. So that's where we are at this stage. Right. I'm going to try and capture a villager now, the villager breeder. I have turned the noise right down because it is, sorry, the sound right down because it is very noisy here. But it is, as you'll see, quite crowded and difficult to move around. We don't need you at the moment. Of course, they always get hung up on these ladders here. So if you're building a villager breeder like this, I'd suggest not putting the ladders right next to the spot where you want to get your villagers out. But we'll just move them out of the way. So we're looking for the butcher, he'll do. There's one right there, another butcher, he'll do too. So we break this block here. Get a minecart ready. Find, what do you, no, do you, oh, he'll do too. Right. If we can get in here, just bump him out. Yep, there he is, farmer. Lost him. Okay, we'll take. That's a leather wigger. I mean, you can see why it's when we get these guys out, it is so difficult to get them where we want them to go. Of course, a better designed villager breeder would, of course, would have helped. Right, down you go. Oh, there's another guy on the way. Oh, this is very frustrating. I'll have to turn the villager breeder off, I think, otherwise we'll need to get these guys out of here. Right, there you go, there it is. He's away. Marvellous. So that was more trouble than it's worth. What do I want? Want the ladder? No. Well, ladder. No. Clear off your lot. Oh, frustrating. Okay, if I build another villager breeder, definitely build one much better than this. Come on. Can't place the blocks. Too crowded. At this point I'm thinking I might even break the wall down and just let them run free. That might be the idea. Get over you. It's not making a very good video either, is it? Me failing at removing myself from the villager breeder. There we go. Finally we're out of here. All things going well. That guy has got along this. You know, he's probably still down here. Yeah, there he is. Marvellous. Let's see what he's along with it. I'll do it. Back on the track. Right, there he is. And he's away. The lag's not helpful either. Okay. So there he goes. On his way to his final resting place. No, the shepherd. Wow, that's not what I wanted. Oh well. Oh, we've got a shepherd in there now. We even need to trade for wool. He's a man. So I think I'll carry on off camera. This is a bit hard to watch. So I'll carry on off camera and see if we can get some more guys in here. Some actual useful guys. Right, here we are at the, I don't know what you call this building. Let's call it the, I don't know, bakery. There we go. Inside here you can see that I've managed to fill it out with villagers. So we've got farmer, butcher, farmer, so on and so forth, and of course chicken. So this is all ready to go. I just need to grab myself some food, and then I can start trading with some of these guys, but we'll save that for another time. Instead we'll show you what we've done outside. So I've started building a bailey wall. So this area that we're in here, behind the gatehouse, will be the inner bailey. Right, so the bad guys somehow managed to break through the gate and get into the castle, and there'll be an added layer of defence, and that's this wall here. So I've got a tower here. We'll put another gatehouse in the middle here somewhere. And what I'm thinking I'll do is actually maybe build a tower in this corner and make the wall sort of join up with that there. And that is because I want to build down that corner there stables, but I'm thinking I'll separate this area from that area as well. So I just build a wall there, put another tower on the corner, gatehouse in the middle here, and make this wall and this tower here a little bit higher than the outer wall. And it should give me an added layer of defence. So that is the plan for this episode, or this part of the episode. Oh, wonderful. Phantoms, there we go. Maybe bow. Yeah, take that, you. Fortunately the lag on the server makes it hard to hit them in the air. And with my power 2 bow, it takes a few shots to get them. Right, I'll fight these guys off camera and then I'll come back. Alright, here we are in the castle again. So we've done a few updates. So this is the main gatehouse here. This is the new gatehouse and wall to the inner bailey. And if we go this way, not this way, this way. There's obviously a bit of tidying up and some decorating that can be done. And of course some of my villagers have gotten out and have started breeding. So there's a whole load of villagers running around, but it's all pretty zombie safe at the moment. So we come through here into what will be the inner bailey. I've sort of built a temporary dirt ramp up to the keep area, which will improve, probably change. But up there I've also built a chapel. And I've gone for stained glass windows, so that's just a random arrangement of different coloured glass panes to give it a bit of life and a bit of colour. Would have preferred it to be bigger, I think, but there's only so much room to work with, so we've gone with that. Once we've built the rest of the keep, we'll see what it all looks like. This is where we are at the moment. I've taken down the trading hall, so the trading hall is right here. There's two of the villagers from the trading hall that are left. I've put all the, so I might have explained this already, but I've put all the toolsmiths and weaponsmiths over there. I've put in here farmers and butchers and so forth to trade with. Somewhere in here, I'm not sure where, I'll build an armory, so we'll put our armories in there. And then over here, where it's laggy, can't even walk straight. Come on, over here I've just hollowed out. No, I need the thing back. There we are. I have put all my librarians, so they're just temporarily hidden away under here. We're still hopeful to get a mending librarian, but at this stage don't luck, and they'll just sit in there for now. I may build a library down here in the inner bailey, or I may make part of my keep up the top there, have a library in it, put them all on there. So that's where we're at for now with the castle. All looking pretty cool. Okay, here we are in the chapel, and the end of this episode. That's all I've got time for, I'm afraid. You can see we've got here a chandelier, and like I don't know if you'd call that an altar or what, some seats. It's only a very small chapel, sort of thing you might find on a castle. I do like the stained glass windows, they look pretty cool. And I'll probably change the colour of the floor. But anyhow, this is the end of the episode, so thank you very much everyone for watching. But before I do go, I did forget to mention in last week's episode, I did mention that the kelp farm was a Cubfan design, But I forgot to say I'd put a link in the description. So there is a link in the description for last week's episode on Cubfans kelp farm tutorial. I'll also try and remember to put that in the description for this week's episode. Also, there's a link in last week's episode, and I'll put it in this week's episode too, to Shadversity and his castle design for Honor Guard. So if you're keen on building Minecraft castles and you'd like a few pointers on how a real castle should be built, and the reasons why certain things are where they are and why they are, check out Shad's video, and you can use some of that to help you design your own castles, as I've done in my one here. But that's all I have time for today in this episode. Next week I hope to do a bit of a, next episode I hope to do a collaborative episode with Jetboy, and we're going to be building a villager powered wheat and carrot and potato farm, and also I will be hopefully working on the next phase of my iron golem farm, my iron farm, but we'll see how we go. That's all I have time for. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you like this episode, please hit the like button, and if you love what I do here, consider subscribing. Thank you very much, and have a great day.